off my unit Alpha Echo. Figure out Alpha in here.
We at war.
DRX, lock and load.
Yeah. We at war. We at war.
Go to war.
Yeah.
No cap.
We at war.
Big snuggler.
Yeah.
King Cuddler.
We at war. We at war.
Let's go.
Yeah. NFTs, nuts. It's a drug war.
Come in, caller.
Here we
Now,
are,
I really
ladies
like
and
that
gentlemen.
track.
How are we? Welcome again to another daily recap for Drug Wars. Nice to have Arlo and Brooke on the show. Welcome, gentlemen.
How
That is
sick is
the
it
no-
that we already have two anthems?
Yeah. Well, today might even be the no cap recap.
The no cap recap.
You've been sitting on that one?
No, like literally, that's like
Just
cool
came to you,
creativity.
huh?
It just happens in here, buddy.
Yeah, that's why they pay you the big bucks, mate, for those gems and pearls of wisdom. Look at that.
Oh man, it's a very good track, and I'm a bit of a music snob. You guys might not know, but I have two number ones that I produce.
I've never
I
heard
like
you
the
say
track.
that before. This is the first time I've heard you say that, Brooke.
Those that didn't know. Good morning, everybody, or evening or afternoon, wherever you're joining us around the world. It's my coffee. I haven't had it yet. You're going to see me just light up like a Christmas tree. When I drink
Right
a
here.
coffee, I go nuts.
Do they
So,
not have any other coffee mugs in New Zealand?
What do you mean?
No,
Oh,
we all have the white
How's it? You and Trevor have the exact same mug.
do.
no, we don't. They're the
No.
similar shapes, but we do own these at both our houses have these. But yeah. It's nice.
I do believe they come in other colours in New Zealand, but I'm not
It's
100%
true.
sure on that.
It's true.
Don't they come in all black?
Oh, it's good. Hey,
Ooh.
listen, let's kick this off
See?
with sports. Arlo David Eisenberg.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
We've done 2 podcasts since the Dallas Cowboys beat the reigning AFC champions in the last minutes of a game.
How do you know this?
And you
How do you know this?
didn't bring it up. I've wanted you've had a special glow. I thought you had to be
Dude,
pregnant.
my heart is so filled right now that to know that all these years you've secretly been following the Dallas Cowboys. Dude, I love that. Yeah.
Ah, listen,
With our backup quarterback, we beat the AFC reigning champs. The
listen,
Cincinnati Bengals.
this Cooper kid is good, man. This Cooper kid is good.
Today in Dallas, they're talking about, do we have a quarterback controversy? It's insane.
Oh wow! Listen, so I thought we'd get that out of the way. You have your
Thank you.
your token All Blacks reference, which is
Thank you. Yeah. How
appreciated.
about those All Blacks, man?
Yeah, they're shit this year.
Last year?
Sorry.
Yes, very
Oh,
good.
Jesus Christ, they're not. I keep forgetting we've got some of them are holders in the community. At the moment, they're going through some challenges.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, actually, let me tell you who the holders are. And this is true. So Will Jordan, absolutely the outstanding back on the planet right now is a holder. So he holds both DRX, Fluffs. He is one of the best rugby players on the planet right now.
Shout out to
Amazing.
Will. If you're tuned in to the daily recap, because I know you start your day every day with the drug receipts, Drug
I didn't.
Wars daily recap.
And do you know what?
So
I
just drop a comment in there and let's see you.
And this is the problem with the mainstream media, which I consider us a part of, is that, these guys and girls that are the athletes, and I have an athlete management company. It's deep in the heart of this. We've been athletes, right? All 3 of us have been athletes. And the media just gets on this bandwagon like it has for the last 26 years with the Dallas Cowboys, where they're kind of just putting the boot in, right? And so you brought up the All Blacks. You said, they're going great. And I just triggered with no, actually, there's shit. They're not. They've had some results not go their way and they're battling. But these are the best athletes in the world. And who am I sitting on my seat to be able
morning
to
coffee,
drinking
in
my
jandals.
in my jandal.
There's no such thing as bad teams or underperforming teams. There is only fake media and misinformation, right?
Which
All of our
as
teams are perennial winners, right? We're just getting bad information from the
Arlo,
fake media.
Arlo, this is I know we're going to get into the recap in a second, but this is a
We're
really
definitely not moving toward a leaner
Yeah.
podcast, but let's hear it. What do you got?
but we're heading towards a better podcast.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself where in the media spectrum would you're a skeptic? You believe in science and journalism, I think, right?
Did you say believe in science in journalism or and journalism?
And journalism, right? As professions, right?
Those two don't typically go together in a sentence, but anyway.
No, but they're professions, right? They're things that people train for. So the mainstream media, quote unquote, is filled with newsrooms that are trained journalists that have, anyways. But where
yes, it's possible to have high journalistic standards where you cite sources and you reference original sources.
Yeah, but are you in the mainstream media? Is this podcast mainstream, or do we sit outside of it?
This is the definition of fringe media for sure.
Okay.
On behalf of the 6 people listening in our chat right now, this is about as fringe and non-mainstream as it gets.
Okay,
no doubt about it.
There may or may not be more people backstage in the stream room than there are watching this broadcast right now. So this is just for us.
I have very much in my life been a part of a lot of. I've been part of a lot of great movements. They start with 6 people. That every single one of them starts with 6 people.
Here we go. Let's go. Right.
All right.
We're with you.
Speaking of 6 people, let's have a look at the 8 people that are up. Well, actually, it's a recap, so we should recap before we go forward. Let's recap. Here's what happened in the last 24 hours.
And speed it up, Trevor. This is taking ages. Come on.
Come on, dude. Yeah. What are we talking? It's already 8 minutes. What are we talking about here, Trevor?
Right. Round of 64, Division 2A. Let's go.
Okay, so this is the teams that fought yesterday. We had the Air Raid Resurrected took on the Generative Degenerates. Search and Rescue took on the OTG Knapsack 4-pack. URL to IRL took on the Fundibulum Gum Squad. And No Cap We at War took on the Drug Brella Academy. And wasn't it a exciting, I can try and say that correctly, exciting 24 hours or 23 hours that we saw. Lots of sways in the voting, teams coming to the front, going back to the back, and one particular battle came right down to the final minutes.
Wow, that's so nuts, huh? It's good. Mm-hmm. It's actually been great, these close battles. It's good to see some people getting blown out of the water, because for someone, that's like it's validation of the hard work and effort they put in. And for someone else, it's like a maybe give up. But then you get to these, like, I was saying that as a joke. It's not true. Don't give up. But then you get to these ones that in both the battles so far, you've had these close things where you know that there's people sweating. Right. So how did it go, guys? Let's go.
All right. Battle number 1.
Yeah.
We had the Air Raid Resurrected take on the Generative Degenerates, and the winner was...
Yes. By the way, I didn't check the scores at the very end like I did the day before, so lots of this will be a surprise for me. Brilliant.
So, Air Raid...
Yeah, do you want... I can give you the scores on these if you want.
Yeah, please.
I know that we want them. Brooke wants them. So, Air Raid Resurrected won by a total of 103 against 63. For Generative Degenerates. And as you can see here, no bounty claimed, no double agents in that matchup.
Yeah, I like Generative Degenerates too, but in fact, I voted. Are we allowed to say? Are we allowed to say who we
now that it's in the past? We can, yes.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
All right.
And as a general rule, Brooke, I think it's probably good form, and there's no consequence for just saying that you voted for every single one of the losing teams.
Yeah.
In fact, if anyone's tracking your votes, then they should probably go against them, and they'll probably stand a much better chance. All right. Battle number 2. The winner was...
Wait. Oh. No, go back one. Sorry, just go back one real quick. Well,
I mean, Arlo.
How's that?
Just because we didn't give much because we're trying to limit the commentary we give when we set up the matchups, but there's room for a little more commentary now on the results. So I just wanted to say the Air Raid Resurrected, this was a team that holder, all their account got hacked during just before we went into drug war. So they lost all of their drug receipts and they had already submitted teams. And so then the community really rallied together to help go reclaim the receipts and help set them back up with some new drug receipts. And so that's why that team is called Air Raid Resurrected, because that was the second coming of that team after it had to be reassembled. So, and that is acknowledged in the lore. It's a really cool story
guys.
behind that team.
It's great. That is awesome. So hard to beat that. You know, these comeback stories. And we'll talk about, I know we've got 20 minutes dedicated to the Manti Te'o. At the end of this, we're doing that, our Manti Te'o wrap up
story
as well. So but we'll get onto that after the wrap up. Let's go.
We haven't even touched on the Queen's passing yet.
No, I mean that's in the third act of today's.
How socially irresponsible of us to be live on YouTube and not talk about the Queen's passing.
It's true.
All right, here we go. And the winner is.
Okay, so the winner is again. So search and rescue, and this one was 101-65, defeating OTG Knapsack 4-pack. Search and rescue from the very conception of Drug Wars. When this first started coming up in the Discord server, when we first started talking about Search and Rescue, was an early team that was put together when we were using the very first version of the demo builder. Yeah. In fact, maybe even before the demo builder, when we actually put a transparent PNG of just a frame that I mocked up into the Discord, and people started using it to put teams together. And Search and Rescue was an easy one that caught our attention, caught everyone's attention, because it demonstrated what was possible with like really sharp curating. It's a standout piece for sure.
And it kind of, we'll all be going through this, right? There's times where you see a set and it makes you love something more. Like I've been in love with the light blue background since day one, right? So I've collected. I tend to favor, no matter what the character is, light blue I favor. But the gray backgrounds look so sick when they're all put together. A little bit like how the no caps has me looking at yellow backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true. The way people are curating them, kind of patterns that they find, it makes you see things differently.
Then I go on a splurge. Those of you not accepting my offers, and then I just go on this weird, and I can see my drunk offers. Like a couple of days later, I'll go, what is this? And it will be because of. Anyways, moving along.
Is this the Web3? Is this the Web3 equivalent of drunk texting at 2 a.m?
It is.
Drunk offers on OpenSea.
OpenSea offers. I know I like to bring the stats in. I mentioned there were 10,000 active wallets. 6,000 of those were drunk active wallets. That's a real stat.
All right, Battle 3. URL to IRL took on the Fundibulum Gum Squad. And before Arlo drops the scores for that, let's have a look and see who won. Oh,
actually, guys, I didn't share this morning. If we could just pause and everyone just do a little retweet, everyone watching right now, a little retweet that this is happening. This is probably the best audio visual entertainment on the net right now. And I feel like we would be remiss if we weren't sharing it with the world. Okay. I'm giving you 30 seconds.
All right. We'll just wait. We'll just sit and wait here while everybody
think about the Queen.
So I'm going to give you guys a very Arlo-centric results here, but it's 94, the year that I won the National Inline Skate Series.
Did you have a number one song?
What's that?
Did you have a number one song as well?
No.
So Brooke, I know, what was the other number one song?
You know what? It's actually a bit of a cheat, guys, because it was only number one on iTunes, not on the charts. It was Team Ball Player Thing. Also, that was the one with Lord, and that we did with Lord as well. So, and it was. Do you know what it was? Motherfucker, Justin Bieber came out with Sorry the same week that we came out with it. We would have been number one easy, but Bieber happened to pull that was his first comeback, right?
Flippin' Bieber. Dude, what is his deal with you? It feels like he's always coming after you, dude.
Man, you know the story, right? That I might be his dad. Do you know about that story? That's not a story. I'm your father, Justin Bieber.
So anyway, URL to IRL against Fundibulum Gum Squad was 94, the year Arlo won the first National Inline Skate Series, against 73, which was the year just after Brooke was born. It was the year I was born.
Wow. You were
What did
on
he-
your way. You were on your way to using
is-
yourself in the third person twice in that sentence. And you like, I saw you exit the freeway. You're like, no, I'm not going to say Arlo. You refer to myself twice in the third person. Moving along. Well, that's great. So congratulations.
You know what I never
And-
thought was that we were going to have a numerology-based analysis of the Drug
Oh,
Wars
we
results, but
should.
I'm
Hey, there are
significantly
no
impressed.
coincidences.
Yeah, I'm significantly
Yeah.
impressed.
I'll do the. You go.
The universe was it was strong with this one.
Why did we not? Because it was all about shilling and trying to, get as much money as possible. We should have put star signs into these, and then got the astrology
Wow.
people involved, right?
That is
So,
an
like,
untapped market. Is
that's
there an
right.
astrology-based NFT
Of
project?
course,
There has to be.
Did you? Of
There has
course,
to
there
be.
is. Has to be.
There has to be.
Can I give a note on URL to IRL since they won and to pay them
Yeah.
off a little bit? But there's a great backstory on that one as well, because you guys held a meetup in New Zealand,
Mhm.
and this team is a symbol of NFTs that got turned into prints.
Oh
and
yeah.
so-
Yeah, she's just such an awesome. So again, guys, what I have done with this is try to stay away from who these people are, because I don't want to vote against someone I like, right? But she's just an absolute boss. She is such a pillar of the community. So I'm stoked.
And
Brilliant.
Can we dox
to be
this
clear,
person?
I'm not.
No, I don't.
I'm
know.
not disclosing, Brooke. I'm not disclosing anything that's not already in the,
I
the
see.
lore.
Yeah,
So they
yeah,
reference
of course,
that
because
in the lore.
people, everyone else knows. I mean, when I'm going through and voting through there, if you don't mind, Brooke is going through and voting the way that Brooke would, So
Nice.
moving along, great.
All right,
It gets
there's one-
easier the longer you do it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it feels awkward for me doing it, but for you, it's just so natural, right? Just so natural. Okay.
This is
Arlo does what Arlo's going to do.
yeah, and even Arlo doesn't know what Arlo is going to do most of the time.
Even Arlo doesn't know what Arlo's going to do. Yeah.
Sometimes they disagree with what they are going to do.
Okay.
Hey, Brooke, I just got an invitation on Instagram from Chris Edwards. He is organizing a 30-year reunion of rollerblading, basing it, I think, like on the release of Airborne, Bottom Line, or no, what's that movie called? Dare to Air and Daily Bread. All like, yeah. He's setting it up in Cincinnati, Ohio, speaking of the AFC champs, but something to consider. And I think it's September of next year.
Okay. I'll consider it. Brooke will consider
Brooke will consider
yes, I know, because I know the first thing that popped into your head. It's like, why are you telling me this? Where's my invitation? Why don't I have a DM from? Chris
no,
Edwards?
that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking that it all began when I arrived, which was May of '92. So let's move along.
All right, Trevor's going to bring this back to Drug Wars and away.
Yeah,
from
back to Drug Wars. Come on, guys.
Your
hey
peak
guys,
period.
I'll keep going. I've got another great point for the team.
One more battle took place in this matchup in the last 24 hours, and it was the closest fought battle. There was some backwards and forwards, and this is the one that came down to the wire. So I'll reveal the winner, and then Arlo can do a little bit of a breakdown of this particular battle. The winner between No Cap, We at War, and the Drug Brella Academy is...
Boom.
No Cap, We at War.
Yeah, as you said, Trevor, this one was the closest, 85 to 82. No Cap takes it. And looking at this was an interesting study in curating because No Cap, you can see the smart curation there, the all yellow backgrounds, as Brooke said, and all the yellow cast. They're all caps, so that's a cap crew. But on the other side, it was a DRX set. So a DRX set is one of each character: Tabby, Cap, Siren, and Rex. But they also had the rarest umbrella trait, which is the RX pattern umbrella. And they came up with some really clever lore to go with it. So it's no surprise that was a close matchup. They were two really smartly curated sets. Yes. But No Cap, as we know, had some really great propaganda also. In fact, it was our opening for the show today, a sick Drug Wars anthem, We at War, by the Drug Receipts metastar, No Cap.
It's such a, like we're talking about the brackets, like getting drawn. Both of those would have won almost any other battle. And again, that's another like that RX umbrella, specifically because I have a trait drop for that I think is going to be like mind-blowing.
Oh, alpha coming.
Oh, I love that freaking trait. I really, seriously, if I put more work into it, I will pull this thing off. It'll be really, really cool. I think it'll be
All right.
cool.
You heard it here. You heard nothing, but you heard it here.
Hey, you guys know we could do this in the Discord as well. We could also do this. If you got under 250 people, which I think we might be scraping under at the moment, you can do this in the Discord and do video. We should do that. Whoops.
Yeah, but it doesn't go viral. See, your comments about All Blacks and your predictions on the future of the British monarchy, all of these sorts of things would be lost to the abyss if we did this in Discord.
Okay, good point.
Speaking of propaganda and coming out with fire propaganda, yes, No Cap delivered a impressive drug wars theme. And there was another one, as everybody in the community knows, there was somebody who did that first. And I'm just going to reveal a little bit of this because I want to encourage people to step up with their propaganda. And we can use this platform as a way to share that propaganda while your battles are happening. So right now there's a battle happening with this particular team.
Attention! Attention! Citizens of the drug receipt community, the floodgates have opened. The games have begun. War is imminent. This is the war!
And there you have it.
They're both such good songs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've got some very talented people in the community.
I now that my coffee's really set in, I watched a piece this morning that is mind blowing. I'll post it in the Discord on AI and what's happening with a couple of the core open source AI. Anyways, it's nuts. But the biggest part about all of this is unleashing all human creativity. The idea that any people now, regardless of whether or not, oh, good, it's a
this is your moment.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
The idea that in the same way that Instagram turned everyone into photographers, this next phase in AI creativity and what we're doing with NFTs is going to turn everyone into a creative. The ability to create videos like that. And I know at the moment we've got professionals doing that, but man, you got to see what's available with a bunch of these new AI programs. So sorry, that was just a piece of, like, I don't want to get into an AI creativity full tirade over there, but it is pretty nuts. I'll post something in the Discord straight after.
Outstanding.
These guys, coffee really kicking in.
Yeah. Do you care if I try to share my screen real quick?
If you can go right ahead.
Stable diffusion stable diffusion are two words that will change the world.
Stable diffusion. You heard it here. Not necessarily first, but you heard it here.
Yeah. Give me a little shout out if it's the first place you heard it.
Yeah. So I was just looking at the bracket, the full bracket, and you can access this from the Drug War site. Am I showing it yet?
Yeah.
Yes, it's up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What are the chances that No Cap and M&M's could face each other? And you can see over here on the Division 2A, all the way on the right side, that's where No Cap is, and No Cap has just won their first matchup. But so No Cap, if division become a division champ basically and face a boss, you see in the division just below him is Division 2B, and that's the division that we're about to reveal right now. So M&M's is in there. And so if they both win their divisions, then they will face each other goes into the semifinal. And M&M's could face each other, but they have to both win their divisions.
So cool.
Wow. Would that be a freestyle battle?
Huh?
I can stop you from sharing. Look, there I go.
Yeah, thanks.
I have the power.
That's awesome.
Will we get them on the podcast and make them do and have them, step up for a freestyle battle on the podcast to throw down?
Or like a diss track.
It's got to be big.
They'd have to make a diss track against each other for that event, probably something like that. That's what they do in the hip hop world. I love this bracketed battling and the sense that, like, you think about the next couple of years, we're going to just be inspiring the community to get more and more creative, battle each other for prizes. Okay, brilliant. Keep going.
Okay, so speaking of the next round, here they are. Let's have a look at who's currently underway. We know that M&M's is currently fighting. We've just seen that, but we also have the Beverly Hills.
Oh, no. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Let's go straight to the Trevor. Share your screen. Let's go straight to
the battle arena.
Yeah,
you can share yours if you'd like to, Arlo. We can do this.
No, Jesus, Trevor, stick to the script. I'm so sorry, guys. He's from Australia.
All right, where is my battle arena? I don't even know where
I see. This is a lack of preparation.
There it is. I've got it. Here we go. I'm new to this whole production thing.
Yeah.
Okay, here is the battle arena.
Shout out again to Joe Allen, who taught us everything we know about this, and we promise we're coming back when we can.
Here we go. So the first battle of the day will be the Beverly Hills Corpse versus Anarchists Serenity. Arlo, what's your take on this?
Well, this is taking.
It's kind of deceptive because it looks like it's a DRX set. You'll notice anything designated DRX set, the little tag underneath the team name. So it says Beverly Hills Corpse, but it says DRX set. DRX set means that it has one of each character.
Oh, I see.
So it's got Siren, Rex, Tabby, and Cap. But it looks like they're up against a Siren squad, and it's called Anarchist Serenity. But upon closer inspection, it's actually 3 Sirens led by their captain, Tabby. So it's almost a Siren squad in disguise. They're all Rainbow Sirens, and then they've got the Tabby with the punk beret. Pretty cool little setup there.
Yeah. Again, refraining from endorsing anything whilst it's voting, but I love that the DRX set pets. Your little detail there, guys. Original.
Yeah, and there's several of those, right? There's one for each curated team when you have a complete set of all the same characters. Yep. And then there's one for the DRX set as well.
Cool. It's also worth noting that there will be a prize based on those as well. So there will be a somewhat of a prize for the best ranked different type of curated set. So that's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Okay, battle 2 is Pink Riot versus Wrath of Drugs. Now there's some big tokens in the Wrath of Drugs team. Do you think that's going to make a difference to the outcome?
Well, so that's the question, right? This is like on the left, you've got a really smartly curated team. I mean, down to the attributes, right? Not the backgrounds don't just match, but the attributes match, the colors. It's just really smartly curated all around, blues and pinks all the way through. But then, yes, you put that up against some real like hammers, 2 1-of-1s collected in one set. So, and as we mentioned, this one, the Pink Riot is a DRX set. So it's one of each character. So just kind of a lot of different factors, a lot of different criteria going into that collection. But yes, you're up against some 1-of-1. So it'll be interesting to see how the people vote on this one.
100%. I love those 1-of-1s. They're so cool.
Amazing.
I think
for Wrath of Drugs, feels like the team captain or the team owner here is really just letting the card do the talking.
Exactly.
With Pink Riot going a little bit further and deeper into the lore. But I'm calling that this one is a battle of curation rather than a battle of lore.
So the 1-of-1s, really interesting in the Drug Receipts collection. I think that the one NFT I want more than any other NFT on the planet, in fact, I know this, is Drug Receipts, the Blacked Out Bomb. Does that have a name, Arlo?
Blacked Out Bomb works.
Yeah. I mean, that's the coolest NFT on the planet, full stop, I think, in my
mind. If you own the Blacked Out Bomb, now is your chance to shill it to Brooke Howard-Smith.
I would trade it
a significant premium.
Yep. I would trade it for a really serious, like another serious NFT, which,
So the Blacked Out Bomb is interesting because more war is a slogan that I've used in various projects throughout the years. Yep. And wanted to include it in Drug Receipts, but then the war between Russia and Ukraine broke out, and we thought maybe it wouldn't be, it's not very appropriate to use that slogan right now. But so so we removed it. It was originally in the collection. It was going to be one of the signs that the characters held, but we removed it. You can see in the Pink Riot team that we're looking at there on the left, they're holding a give up sign. Well, so we also had a more war version of that was in the collection. But the only place where I still managed to get it in was I made 1-of-1, which is the Blacked Out Rex holding the sign, which says more war. And so that is the one place that more war made it into the collection. That is until we decided to make an entire campaign run for 2 months based on
And is that I don't recall seeing that particular NFT feature in any of the curated
so
cards.
it's interesting.
That were in the final,
The only more war, the only more war character,
the one
trait
token that
I
could
have
have.
in the Drug Wars.
We've got some great detectives in here. Like, who owns it? Is it an active wallet? And why won't they trade something with me? I've got some serious fluff NFTs I want to trade. Anyways, let's moving on. That is an incredible battle. I can't wait to see who wins that one. Yep.
All right. The one that I think has been highly anticipated among the community is this one. So two really strong community members, two really strong propaganda people. This is going to be a huge battle, I think, in this round.
Yeah. I started collecting Simple. This thing started inspiring me. Drunk night, I started putting offers on like the cleanest DRX NFTs. You'll see I've got a bunch of offers even on these ones. Yeah.
Something tells me that the M&M's crew is not for sale. There is the lore behind the M&M's crew, which is also reflected in the accompanying soundtrack to this particular team. And then Purple Haze, anything. Jimi Hendrix is a personal hero of mine, so it's going to be very hard for me to figure out which team to vote for in this one.
You're going to drop personal friend.
Anything. He's not a personal friend. He's a personal hero of mine. Yeah.
A little bit about trivia for you guys. Which band broke Jimi Hendrix? Arlo, you might have heard me tell you this before. Which band discovered him? It's really uniquely interesting. Bit of trivia. The Monkees.
Kiss.
The Monkees. Believe it or not, the Monkees, like the manufactured band, discovered him and then brought him. He opened for them. It was really confusing for their fans. And
Well, I've got some more drug receipts trivia to follow that up. But we just looked at a matchup before that had 2 1-of-1s in it, right? So that's a real flex when you have these really rare drug receipts that you include when you have 1-of-1s. But this team on the left, which is, an early, top contender, has had great propaganda. It's a really smartly curated card. As Brooks said, like really simple, no words, no traits. The matching body color with the matching backgrounds. I mean, just everything about it's so cool. Even the M&M's frame looks like the peanut M&M's wrapper. But if you flip it around, Trevor, you'll notice that none of those characters they're all in the 8,000s and 9,000s. I mean, these are as common as it gets. So it's not about spending big bucks, right? Yeah, you don't have to have the rarest NFTs. It's just about smart curating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think when we arrived on the scene, rarity was a really big thing. Like when we arrived on the scene like in 2021, August 2021, rarity was a big deal. I believe that aesthetics started taking over right around the time that drug receipts, around then in early 2022. And the sense of like knowing what these avatars are going to be, they're going to represent you in the metaverse, started to shift people's minds. Like, okay, well, if this is going to be a part of my aesthetic representation, I don't care how rare it is if I don't love what it looks like.
If I don't dig it. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And then collecting things. You guys might have noticed I've also started collecting. Oh no, shit. No, they'll give away my set that I'm going to try to.
Here we go. We're moving right along before Brooke drops a whole lot more alpha that he doesn't mean to. That's why everybody tunes in. You realize the only reason they're watching this is to wait for you to drop something that they haven't heard before.
God, there's some huge shit happening right now in the ecosystem. It's nuts. So big. Another great gray set, guys.
Yeah,
another
Celestial Power Fist looking great. Serendipity, a Siren squad. Now, the Siren squads are the most underrepresented. I've said Siren squad, and my phone has lit up. Siri thinks it's time for her to play. So Siren squads are definitely underrepresented. So it's amazing to see these guys fighting it out, and hopefully some of them make it through to the final rounds. But I'm a really big fan of Siren.
Just on a side note, Jacob is right. It was Michael Nesmith. So he was a serious musician. He was the serious musician in the Monkees, whose idea was Jimi Hendrix. And Nesmith, sorry, one more bit of trivia. Nesmith, the reason the Monkees broke up is because Nesmith's mum invented liquid paper, Twink, and she became an overnight millionaire, multi-millionaire. And he no longer had to be in this band that he hated.
So he went from playing with the Monkees to selling Twink.
Well, he didn't sell it. His family just became wealthy enough.
The liquid paper barons of North America.
The monkeys.
What a story!
Monkeys trivia for your morning.
I'm sure there's a few people out there that wish that they could uncap a bottle of Twink and wipe out the whole monkey's fucking career.
No shit, they made some great songs. Great songs.
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
One more little bit of trivia.
And pioneered manufactured music, might I add, which is commonplace now. Thanks, Justin Bieber.
They also changed all music forever because David Bowie was called David Jones and couldn't go out as David Jones because David Jones was already in the Monkees, so he had to change his name to David Bowie. Boom, done.
Boom, done.
Yeah.
And we won't get into David Bowie because we could go all day. Here we go. Any more thoughts on this final battle before we wrap the recap
no.
and move into the closing bits and pieces?
Awesome. I do have just a couple of things I'll point out really quickly, right? But so each of the competitors here, they one of the things that they're able to do, in addition to curating the NFTs that they put together, but they also get to choose basically the card color. They have some different options that are available to them. So it's always interesting to me. I like to see what choices they make. The one on the left is pretty obvious, but also pretty cool, right? Using all the gray backgrounds, using the gray frame. But then the choice to complement the gold and the purple on the right with the green also is an interesting creative choice. One other note about serendipity is that all of the Sirens are holding the Ikri candles. So that's another interesting, nice bit of curating there.
Do you think that fed into the name a little bit?
For sure.
Yeah,
cool.
I love this. So Big Pharma, that's the Big Pharma frame, right? The green one. So that's a Big Pharma flex.
Big Pharma frame, but
and both are Big Pharma.
Yeah. So the one on the left could have used a green frame, could have used a white frame, could have used a gray frame, and they chose the gray frame. And possibly, if each of them have if you have all four characters, you also get a blue frame available to you.
Is that right?
Thanks.
Well, yeah, Set Tripper.
Explain that. That's unbelievable. So if you got a DRX set, it gives you an extra frame.
Yes.
If in your holdings, in your wallet, you have one of each character, that gives you access to a blue frame.
So I was always like, you guys have done such an incredible job of putting this together.
We don't fuck about here at Drug Receipts.
I did get Bildo did point out before, it's true. The rest of the ecosystem is going to want to get their hands on this battle arena concept at some point in time, but not before we use it well and truly for Drug Receipts.
Well, there's a patent pending. Trademark applications have been lodged through our significant team of IP lawyers. And we will be talking with the Futureverse, the heads of the Futureverse, about potential licensing agreement with intellectual property. So I just want to do one last plug before we close out the show, and that is that just a reminder to everybody that one vote in the Drug Wars equals one entry in to win this fantastic looking fluff. So if you want to get involved, even if you don't have a team, even if you don't really understand who we are and what we do, all you need to do is go in, pick the team that you think is the coolest.
Yes.
Vote. You get 4 chances every day to vote for 4 different battles. So that's 4 entries a day. If you keep coming back, you could win that fluff. That will go to anyone.
Awesome.
Doesn't matter whether they're a Drug Receipts holder or not. It's a random throw it in the thing and pick a winner, and congratulations, you've got a fluff.
I'm going to pick someone from the comment section now and send them an NFT because I appreciate them. I appreciate them joining us this morning.
See, that's what you get. Put some hearts into the comments if you would like that NFT.
Well, I don't want to drive I just don't want people to now quickly comment. I like sincere comments. So
And guys, I just want to clarify something on the voting. The way that we have it set up, it's token gated, so you just connect your wallet and then you can vote. And it's 1 vote per wallet or 1 vote per matchup, I should say. So each time each time there is an active matchup, you can vote on each one of the matchups. So we always have 4 matchups running. We want you to vote on all of them. What we don't want you to do is connect multiple wallets. A lot of you have multiple wallets. We don't want you voting from all of your wallets. The idea is, 1 person, 1 vote. We're trying to make sure that all the results kind of reflect whatever the community wants. So we want everybody's votes to count equally and be represented.
We are. I said before that we've all been a part of building awesome communities. Those communities that are built out of this kind of tight core work on this sense of trust and citizenship. And years from now, we'll look back on this as a really special time where we all worked and enjoyed these things for what they are. I understand there's some prizes up for grabs. Nothing is worth more than that community. That's the
100%.
real prize here
Yeah.
today, kids.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, so exactly that, right? The prizes are secondary. This is about celebrating everybody's efforts and their creativity and their spirit in the team. So yeah, good stuff. All right. Any final thoughts, Brooke Howard Smith? We'll go in order. So we'll go. Yesterday you were second place. So today I'm just going to elevate you to first place. So
what? No, is that because I mentioned that usually the closing act is the big act? Have you fired me out of the big act?
No.
You haven't been fired. You've been relegated.
You know, it's just like when Metallica and Guns N' Roses tour together and they just swap.
Is that what they do?
Who's going to headline? Yeah, so because they're both big bands and they tour, they play different dates, and then one will headline one night and one will headline the next. So as the supporting act for today's particular recap, which may change tomorrow, but as the supporting act, any final thoughts?
I would suggest that's again, I want Drug Receipts is an education community about, science skepticism, and a whole bunch of other things. The technology that we're introducing to our community, each of us are introducing, the stuff that Jacob is bringing in, the stuff that all of us are bringing into this amazing community, will change not just the world's lives, but your lives, because you're going to experience it literally 2 years before anyone else. Go and Google Stable Diffusion. I'll drop this video into the Discord. It is going to change everything. It's going to scare the crap out of you in terms of creativity. It's going to challenge everything that we know about creativity. But it's really, really cool. So I'm going to tell you who I'm going to also, I'm assuming I'm back to the head roster tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm going to get Thomas. If Thomas is still with us, I'm going to get him fire us your wallet address in the Discord, and I'm going to get Thomas a NFT. Done.
Very exciting. Thank you, Brooke. Appreciate having you on the show, mate. As always, we'll see you again tomorrow. Arlo, any final thoughts?
Yeah, a couple. One, if not for, I think, all Brooke's kind of meandering rambles at the open of the show, I think we'd be right on our target at around the 30-minute mark for this podcast. And the other is, I think I'm really curious to see how this division is going to play out. I think there's some really interesting matchups, and I'm curious how the voting public will respond, because there's sort of a couple of different elements at work in more than a couple of these. Like, do you value rarity or curating, things like that. So I'm curious to see how these will play out.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. People ask if my background is real. I guess I'm doing the final wrap up, but the palm tree you can see there is a rare Balmoriana, Howea Balmoriana. They're very, very rare. That's about 120 years old. It's from the Auckland University. I had them transplant it here, had them burn down the university and transplant it here. And it's very. This is Waiheke, guys, where I am throwing a party on the 2nd of January, 2023. You are invited.
Oh, there's some final thoughts for you. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Always a pleasure.
Not here. It's in a vineyard. My wife has just pointed out it's not here at this time. You can fuck right off.
That location will remain anonymous until we've all had too much to drink at the vineyard, and then it's party at Brooke's house. All right. On those fine thoughts, gentlemen, thank you for your wisdom, your caring, kindness, and your ongoing, whatever it is that you bring every day. It's nice. Well, look, what's Arlo got to show? Oh, it's a Seren with a sock. All right, I'm closing the show. Here we go with the outro. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. Good luck to everybody who's fighting today.
Good luck to the teams.
Bye for now.